Babanam, Kevalam Babanam. Okay, namaskar.
Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. So I'm excited that we're starting this new book, Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And so chapter 1 is Giving from the Heart. And I really like his premise. So he believes that we've got this inherent compassionate nature, and that as humans, we enjoy giving and receiving from each other, which I think is so beautiful. But he talks about that for most of his life, he's been preoccupied with two questions. So, assuming we've got this compassionate nature, what happens to disconnect us from that nature when we're interacting with other people? So, what gets in the way? And the second question is, sometimes people are able to be compassionate in the most challenging circumstances imaginable, like a Nazi concentration camp. So, what on earth allows them to stay in touch with their compassion in those terrible circumstances? And it's kind of heart touching, like in his story. So, like in his childhood, there was actually a lot of racial violence. And so he grew up seeing that. And also as a kid, he was beat up in school because he was from a different ethnic group. So he was Jewish and he got beat up, which, it's awful. But he came up with this framework for communicating more compassionately. And so there were 4 components to his model. So the aim is to communicate in a way that allows us to give from the heart. And the 4 components are observations, feelings, needs, and requests. So if we're communicating with someone, we can talk about our observations, our feelings, our needs, and requests. And also for the other person, we can empathetically try to feel their observations, feelings, needs, and requests as well. And so, like on page 7, he describes this nonviolent communication process. So the concrete actions that we observe affect our well-being. Okay. How we feel in relation to what we observe, the needs, values, desires, etc., that create our feelings, and the concrete actions we request in order to enrich our lives. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but like in the back of the book, like he does list like some basic human feelings and also basic human needs. So maybe I'll just refer to that real quick. I found it helpful. So like this is page 232. So some basic needs or some basic feelings we all have when our feelings, when we feel our needs are fulfilled, and also feelings when needs are not fulfilled. So for example, feelings when needs are fulfilled are things like comfort and confidence and thankfulness and happiness, hopefulness, etc. Feelings when needs are not fulfilled, anger, confusion, disappointment, annoyance, that kind of stuff. And also like some basic needs that we all have. So these are things like autonomy, so being able to choose your life and your dreams and goals, celebration, integrity. So these are things like self-worth and creativity and meaning, interdependence. So things like community and closeness and appreciation. Excuse me. Physical nurturance is also another need. So of course the basics like air, food, water, but also things like touch and shelter and play. And another need is spiritual communion, of course. So things like beauty and harmony and peace and order. Yes, I found that helpful. And I know that there's an example of a mother going through this process with a teenage son to ask him to pick up his socks. So I'll see if I can find that one, but if not, it's in there. So there's like a realistic example of that. But just in case I can't find that one, I will say like this nonviolent communication process. So it's been around for a while. And this book has been around for a long time too. And people have used it in organizations, in families, in marriages. And Rosenberg, he used to travel around the world and give trainings in this type of communication. So he used it in politically tense areas. And one of the stories that I thought was really quite nice is on page 10. And it's a doctor implementing the nonviolent communication. And he talks about his experience with a patient, a woman who had AIDS, and how he was trying to respond compassionately. And I think that's wonderful because I don't know about you guys, but it's so comforting if like a physician can be compassionate with you when you go in there, especially if you're scared and worried about your health. So I thought that was a really nice example. And also there's a really interesting dialogue on page 13. So Rosenberg, he goes over to Bethlehem and there's this conversation with some Muslims there at a mosque. And one man is very, very upset because he finds out Rosenberg is an American. And so he's shouting like, murderer, assassin, child killer. And for like about a half hour, like Rosenberg, he is listening compassionately to this man's pain. He's validating the pain that he hears and trying to clarify things. And at the very end of it, the man does calm down, and happily, the same man eventually invites him over for dinner. So I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty impressive there. So that was a very nice example of how empathetically listening to other people's pain can be transformative. So that was chapter 1. And then in chapter 2, he starts to delve into the things that block compassionate communication. So these are things like moralistic judgments. So nobody likes to feel judged. I mean, no one likes to have someone tell them, oh, you're so stupid, or how could you be so lazy? Oh, you're selfish. Like, if you just start with that, like right off the bat, usually you just get a lot of like resistance and defensiveness. So Rosenberg, he argues, hey, instead of doing it that way, how about we just focus on our needs, what I need, what the other person needs. And instead of calling people evil and, bad and all of this, why don't we just focus on trying to get our needs met? Okay. So, yeah, that's one thing that can lead to what he calls life alienating communication. And let's see. He also talked about how making comparisons is a form of judgment. And there's a funny book, How to Make Yourself Miserable, which is all about using comparisons to make yourself miserable. So like they say, comparison is the thief of joy. So something to watch out for there. And another block he mentions is the denial of responsibility. And like, I know I've done this before, like saying like, I have to go to work as if you had no choice in the matter. But there's always a choice. I choose to go to work because I like to have a job. So yes, he mentions like the denial of responsibility. And he says, we are dangerous when we are not conscious of our responsibility for how we behave, think, and feel. Like if we just go along with everything, like, well, they told me to do it. It can open the door to some not so pleasant things. But yeah, so that's one block. And let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. So that was chapter 1 and 2. Thanks, guys.
Very interesting stories you've told as well. Thank you for reminding us of this, India. This is quite cool. I wonder, does he at all talk about the technique in the first two chapters or no? You mentioned needs. Does he mention observation in the first two chapters? Because that's kind of the first step of his of that technique. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, yeah. So like observations, feelings, needs, and requests. So like I observed that you left your dirty socks underneath the couch. And I have a need, oh no, I feel uncomfortable because I have a need for greater order in the room. Would you please, son, take your dirty laundry to the laundry basket? Like that was one of the examples in the book. The words were slightly different, but that was the basics of it. So like observing something, dirty socks, noticing how it makes you feel,
Oh, that's really
what
great.
needs you have, like, oh, I have a need for order in the room, and then making a request. And a
Yeah,
request, not a demand.
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, since you talked about it, yeah, what's the difference between request and demand?
So with a request, you have like choice, but with a demand, there's like a punishment associated with it. Like, you better do this or else. And it has a really big difference in how it feels, like how it come across comes across to the other person. Like, would you please pick this up for me versus you better do this now. Like it has a different feel. um yeah.
So also I've heard that for the demand, that's a good explanation. I've also heard that for demand you cannot say no. It does not presuppose that you can say no to a demand. And
Yeah.
interestingly, in some books on negotiations, the rule is actually to learn to say no. One book is called Start with a No. Because if you say no, the other person has a sense of control. Well, if you ask something, you say no, that's when the true negotiation apparently starts, because then kind of anxiety that you cannot say no and that you kind of have to compulsively agree, it dissipates, and that's when you
Mm.
really start talking. It kind of diffuses the conflict, really.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you also, do you remember the conditions when this technique, observation, feelings, needs, request, what does it need? How do you say? What are the prerequisites for this technique to work, and what destroys this technique?
I don't know if he went into it so much, but I mean, I think you definitely need like some self-awareness. Like you need to be aware of what you're feeling. You need to be aware of your needs. And we're just like not trained in that. Like we're not trained in identifying your need for autonomy. Like we don't learn that in school. So I think like definitely like some self-awareness about that and probably education. I mean, really.
Another one is, I think it's in the word nonviolence. So this technique does not work when you are violent. When you feel angry towards somebody, it doesn't work. You cannot be observant if you're feeling strong emotion of hate, anger, like fear, jealousy. Or it can, but it's very difficult. Tenfold more difficult.
It's way easier to calm down first and then try to communicate. It is, because like in the heat of the moment, like this lovely process can just like go out the window. But I mean, I think it's also okay to like, as you're going through this process and talking compassionately to like, your spouse or something, I think you can say things like, I felt angry when blah, 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 but not in a blaming way, but just like communicating the feelings.
Now, India, because you know this technique, I would like you to teach it to us. I would like to do some role playing because this is the practical stuff, and must kind of from theory go to practice. So, can you show it to us how it works?
Hmm. I wish we had like an example scenario or something.
And
Um,
let us have it. Let's have some life scenarios, and different people will do that. Since I'm a drama teacher, since you understand how it works, let's do some basic role playing on this one. I think it's useful. We did it before in this course. Um, yeah, so you can invite two people, just two volunteers, and you can guide them through their. Maybe I can do it first, and you can see, and then do the second one if that works. And that makes sense to you. Okay.
Sounds good.
Can actually, do you mind to be the first volunteer, and I'll ask somebody else to join with you? Yeah, like the dishes. The dishes is a popular one. I always did this one with my sister. So you can just pretend that somebody didn't do your dishes, and we need a second person. Can be your child, if you don't mind. Okay, I need the volunteer, guys. We have Aditya, Nirvan, Ekamati, Japesh, Marina, Svasti. So I need one volunteer, guys. Let's practice this technique. Don't worry, we will guide you step by step. So this technique works. You have to do an observation. Kamati, yeah, I see that you are.
Yeah,
So before you
I'm
do
ready to
it,
volunteer.
okay. So the first one, India will model this one for you. So India, you will have to show how to use observation, feelings, need, request, and Akamati will be reacting to your situation. So India, you can start this dialogue with Akamati. And Akamati, if you can start your video, it will be better because for India, she will need to see your reaction. If you can, please.
Oh, and by the
Okay,
way, I
but it might
apologize if
take a
my
few
device
moments.
dies because I'm low on battery power, but let's see how long it lasts.
Okay, let's see. Let's try then. Let's not
Okay.
waste time. Okay, you can go ahead,
Okay,
guys.
yeah.
Okay.
Jamal, can you please explain again what kind of situation we should role play right now so can, we
Okay,
can figure out it
okay. So the
all over.
okay. So say
You can
India
give
is.
us
So
some
I'll explain. Okay, so say
examples.
so India is mother, Akamati your daughter. So the sink has lots of, not lots of, but like dishes that are uncleaned.
Uh-huh.
And India, you can feel strongly about it. Yeah, I don't want to tell you which emotion you can decide, but you feel a strong emotion. You have your life, whatever going on, you can use whatever your experience that is there, but try to diffuse the situation by having a conversation with Ekamati, who is your maybe daughter or sister, whoever. Just use this technique of observation, feeling, need, and request, please.
Oh, my dear Akamate, I noticed that the dishes are still on the counter.
Yeah, that's true. I do not have enough time to clean it up before.
I feel it would be wonderful if we got these dishes done because I really need some quality time with you and your sister. Would you please help me do the dishes?
Sounds good, but yeah, but I feel, that um, it's not really fair that I have to do this work right now. I have another stuff to do right now. So would you please to do it instead of me this time?
So Rosenberg doesn't say what to do when the other person doesn't comply.
So
But I try to do like the noticing, like the feeling, the need and a request, but he doesn't say what to do when the other person doesn't comply.
so it's of course it's a basic model, but also India. Did you call what's the emotion that is associated with the thing? How do you feel about it?
Um,
I don't think you said it.
oh, so I think the feeling was wanting, how would I describe
Well, you see, wanting is not the feeling.
it?
This is the thing. A person responds when you tell the feeling. If you said sad, try that. You feel sad, or say something strong about it, or tired, or disheartened. Try something
Oh,
try
well,
something.
I feel sad that the dishes aren't done yet because I really wanted us to spend quality time after dinner. So could we please get the dishes done so we can spend time after dinner?
Акамася. Where are you? It's better. I think it's better. And obviously, I think it will work even better when it's genuine because when it's connected to the need. It's good. You want to spend quality time with your daughter. That's good. And otherwise, the need could be more if you explained it. If you are like a mother who is working, for example, too hard, like you have a job and then you have to do extra job at home, when you explain the details, the person can understand better. But it's good that you're actually able to control yourself. It's good. It's really good.
And I'm sure like as people practice it and adopt it as their way of life, I'm sure it becomes more natural and less um, mechanical.
Yeah, yeah, and
Less strange, less awkward.
it can be a little bit awkward, but okay, we're practicing these dialogues. The more detailed they are, the more sincere they are, the less robotic they will seem. But this technique does feel a little robotic because it kind of helps to diffuse stuff. Let's try the opposite way. Akamati, can you be somebody and you experience a difficult emotion and you want to use this technique with India? Akamati, now try to lead the dialogue.
Okay, good. So, can you give me some examples of situation we can role play right now? So maybe, or do you want me to, to act in the similar situation, just with
Yeah,
the.
try to do mother and daughter, like your mother and India's daughter, but I will let you choose I will let you choose a strong emotion to work through. Let's say you feel Akamati, whatever situation it is, but you feel embarrassed. This is the given circumstance, okay? You feel strong embarrassment. I don't know why. You decide.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, let's imagine the situation when my daughter, let's say, bad behave yourself in a public place, like when she yelled and required to I don't know, to buy something for example. Okay. Good. Okay, my dear, I see that you just express such such you know, intensive emotions when we were in a public place, and I understand that there is you know, your feelings behind that. You I don't know, probably the way you express it, it's not socially appropriate, so it makes me feel me embarrassed. That's why I don't know, guys, help me.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
I think you know, it's too complicated, right? So probably it will be better to say it in a more simple words.
No, it's perfect. The first time it's not gonna be easy. You're doing great, but you need to connect all of this to your need. What is your need? Well, she's acting crazily. She yells like this. You need to connect it with you. You said that you feel embarrassed, but what do you need? You need to communicate your need to the other person, to your daughter
Mhm.
especially, so she understands. What do you need?
Okay. So yeah, I need um, I need your behave well, especially uh, especially in a public place, um, because it might, you know, um, disturb or feel uncomfortable other people around you. So, and you may represent yourself in a bad way.
But Mom, that guy was such a jerk. That's why I was fighting him outside of the shop. He was such a jerk, Mom.
Okay, Kamate, interesting. It's all good, but the thing is, the need still, you need her to do that, but you don't connect it. You need to connect it to your need. What is your need? What do you need? Why does she
No,
need to? Why does she need to stop?
anything.
Because you want you want quiet time. Because you need quiet time. Because you are tired. Because you want to have good reputation in society. What is your need? You need to be honest about it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so I think that my need in this situation might be, you know, to have a good presence, to have a good reputation, you know, in front of others. Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. That's interesting. You see, that's sincere. That's why you care. In this situation, that's why you feel embarrassed. Yes, and it's fine. So observation has to be as objective, specific, nonviolent, and neutral as possible. Okay, guys, very good. Thank you so much, India, and thank you so much, Akamati. I want to try one last couple today. Let's try Drapesh and Aditya. Can you guys do it?
Can you give us a scenario?
You want me to give you relationships or just emotions, or emotion and relationships both?
Anything. And
Anything?
we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, let's do two co-workers. One is boss, another one is employee. And the emotion is contempt or disdain. Okay? Okay,
Aditya, are you there?
Aditya, are you there? Yeah. Aditya, what is the sound? Are you there? Sounds like you're in the water or
Breathing underwater.
Aditya, just give us a just reply. Are you there or are you able to do that or you're not able? I'm sorry, this is just a very funny sound. Okay, are you able to are you able to communicate? Are you able to talk? Okay, Aditya, we can't hear you. Can you mute yourself? Maybe next time, okay? I don't know. There's no sound coming. We can't hear you. Yeah, maybe you need to re-enter the room. Let's start. Let's start Drapesh and let's do Drapesh and Swasti, okay? Drapesh, Drapesh and
Okay.
Swasti.
I guess
Who is the
I'll,
boss?
I'll try to be the boss.
Okay.
We'll
Um,
switch then.
All right.
all right.
Hello, Mr.
Um,
Japesh.
hello, Basti. I wanted to talk to you because I noticed your sales numbers are below average 3 months in a row. I'm feeling frustrated with the effort you're putting into achieving those objectives. I do need you to perform to be able to maintain the goals of the team and fulfill our financial objectives. I do need your commitment to put in the effort to assist the team in achieving those goals. What are your thoughts on that?
So, my thoughts is that I try my best for the company. I communicate with sponsors. I do all the duty. I perform all the duties whichever needed. In my opinion, I do my best and I try my best, and that the number is not going up, it's not my fault. So, and also I think that amongst other my colleagues, I really do a great effort since my communication skills are pretty much good. And I don't know why you think this way, why you built this opinion. Another thing is that I have family, and one part of my life is for my family. I know we should not bring it, but still I'm a family person. And again, I think I really try my best, and yeah, what else to say? I don't know.
So you're now actually thinking of the method. I'm trying to understand how she's feeling, how you're feeling, because I think I'm supposed to position it based upon how you're feeling.
Well, the thing is, Drapesh, you did not communicate your feelings, did you? You didn't tell about the disdain that you feel about it. And you didn't, and the need that you're saying, you said about the company, what the company needs. But the way this technique works is when actually you connect it with your own need. So this is the responsibility part. You connect whatever happens, whatever you're feeling, you connect it to your own needs. So why do you feel a certain feeling? It's connected to your need. Why does she need to perform? Because you need. Can you try that again? Not that again, but why do you feel it doesn't have to be disdain, but it has to be a strong emotion that you're feeling that is connected with your need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little tricky.
Well, try disdain and then link it to whatever need you may think it is.
Bosses, they don't talk about their feelings.
Yeah, this is one time. This is why it's funny. But everybody has the feelings, but they're just submerged. You don't overthink, Javier. Just try to feel, to tap into this emotion and try to connect it to whatever. There is no right or wrong. It's just well, really a game.
Yeah, because I'm conflicted with what I would normally do and what the method is supposed
No,
to be.
but for example, if your
Like
employee
performance.
does not do the effort, the bosses usually they not gonna be satisfied and they try to fire the person. I don't know.
Well, maybe there is this one boss who is actually aware of their feelings, and they try to do that. You know, maybe that happens in the neo-humanist society. Well, let's try. Swasti, can you exchange roles? You be the boss, JPH be the employee, and try to do that. For
Okay.
you, it can be boss of anything. Can be at at the maybe at the cafe,
Okay.
whatever, wherever. You're the boss, he's the employee, and
Okay.
you feel strong anxiety, okay?
Okay. Let's try. So, Japesh, what are you doing here? Why you look at your phone? I don't understand. What's going on? You see your table, you have customers. Do you see the water is there? Why are you staying here? Are you going to work today or what? You come today just to look at your phone? Or why you come today to eat? To do money? You have to take care of the customers. If I don't see the enough effort, please, the door is open. You can go anytime. Please. I want to see you do your job. Otherwise we will talk differently. So I feel that you smile. Don't smile. Don't smile when I talk, okay?
I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
Okay, okay, good, good,
I'm
good. Let's
sorry.
pause. Let's debrief. Firstly, it's perfect acting. It's great acting, and that's why it is great because you feel the strong emotion of anxiety and you take it to the limit. This is great improvisation. This is the key. When you really go strongly with one emotion, it gives you really funny things. But listen, this technique is not to go there because he got completely closed down. He got defensive, and
Okay.
as any normal as any normal human being does, and it's fine. It's fine. Now listen, Svasti. I want you now to feel the same emotion, but you will proceed. You will process it properly with this technique. You will try at your best to just say what he did wrong, without just objectively say completely. No generalizations. Just kind of what he did, how
Okay.
he made you, how you feel about it, and you feel anxious, and connect it with what you need as
All right.
as the owner of this place, and then make a request for
Mm-hmm.
him, not a
Mm-hmm.
demand. Let's
All
try.
right.
You're doing great. You're doing great. This
All
is
right.
really impressive.
All right. So, Japesh, I really can see you spend a good amount of time on your phone. I understand we are all human beings. We need to connect to our family members or friends, which is fine. I accept it. But it's really a good amount of time since we come to work here, right? We also need to take care of the customers. We are all really great team. I satisfy in general with the work we do all together. I just want you to focus. And so I feel you a little bit distracted. No, I feel unsatisfied a bit with the effort you do. However, I also know you can perform better. Don't take it personally. I really like you as an employee, and my request is just to please pay more attention towards our customers since they choose our place. So, and just mm, perform better, perform your duties better. And you're always welcome if you have some questions, or I'm ready to help. Just I want to see you do effort. That's it.
Well, this is way better. This is great. This is great. Sorry, Japesh. It's just about her because mostly it's her. That's really good. I would say, Swastika, next time you've done everything good as per this system, but also try to connect it to your need. Why do you need him to do it perfectly? What is your need? Can you just tell me what is your need?
So my need is
Why do you feel
firstly
anxious?
mm, that so once you see the person is distracted, then since he came to work, I want to see him he is working, even it's like
Why?
slow, because
As an employer, what do you need?
um, to see he does effort. I need the customers would satisfy with the service.
Why?
The customers
This
feel
is key.
happy, then in this case, the rate is going to go up, like good reviews, and then
Okay.
good reviews. Then one like friends gonna tell to other friends, and then we will get more customers. This place will become more popular, and then we will have better salary.
Okay.
And it's always good to work in a busy place than to have people to just, yeah, basically mm, basically it's about rate, because it's competitive place, for example New York and any
Right, right. It's
yeah. So
competitive. But but why do you have to win? Like I'm just kind of, you see, I'm kind of taking you deeper, but it all goes down because you want your customers to be happy, so it's successful so that you have your money. But money is not money. Money is needed because you have security. Maybe you want security for your family, right?
yeah,
Or peace
yeah,
of mind.
peace
It
of
all comes
mind.
it all comes down to that, your need. So the more
Mm-hmm.
specifically you will connect to your need, the more the other person will understand. Because if you just tell them, "Oh, we just need to have good rates," well, it's good like for kind of operational purpose, but you're not on the human level. There's a better way to connect. You see what I mean? If you told him, "Okay, I have a family to feed, you have a family to feed, we gotta do it, you know, we do it for security." Boom, your values are aligned. You see? It's good. You're doing really good job. Also, when you do observation, you said you spend good amount of time on your phone. You could be specific. The more specific you are, the better. It was good. It's good because you don't know, you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
time him. But if you said you spend 15 or 30 or 40 minutes on your phone, you know, objectively, there's nothing wrong with it. You just said it the way it
Yeah,
is.
just more specific. That's true.
It's really good, but but most importantly, you were quiet, you were respectful, quiet, and he was about to give you something, right? He was less defensive like the first time. So this is
Okay,
good.
that's very interesting actually.
So thank you so much, guys. Really good work. Do you have any questions, any feedback? Marina, Aditya, do you want to try one quick?
Yes.
Okay, Aditya, are you there? Or are you still submerged in the in water? Aditya, are you there? No change. Okay, let me ask. Okay, you can do with me, Marina. You feel some strong emotion. You can look, see on chat. You can choose whatever emotion you feel. Okay, so somebody give us circumstances or relationship, whatever. Can somebody help us?
Maybe the husband doesn't want to bring outside the garbage.
Okay, very classical situation. The
Yeah.
husband doesn't want to bring the garbage outside, and Marina decides to do something. So you have to decide whatever emotion you feel about it, and yeah, try to process it through observation, through feeling, need, and request. Okay, you can start wherever. I just, dear, I don't want to. I'm so tired after work. I really need to sleep. You know, the garbage will not go anywhere. Let it just rot a little bit in the kitchen, like until the morning. It's okay. Don't, no, I don't see any problem. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll help you. Can I? I'll give you an emotion. You feel anger. You feel really, really strongly angry about it. It pisses you off like crazy.
Okay, so I noticed that the garbage is still there, and I tried to I tried to I tried my best um, to convey my idea that it always needs to be outside in the trash can, but I didn't see any change. So I feel very angry. I feel furious. And so
Okay, my dear, what is your need? What do you need? Why do you feel so angry? It's just garbage, you know. I don't see there's no big deal. It's just, you know, it smells, there is bad odor, but it's not much. Well, it's not so like nobody's gonna die because of it. I don't understand why you're so furious. What
I'm
do you
gonna die because because I can't. Um, it's very unpleasant smell, and I'm very sensitive to smells. You know that, so it's very important for me.
Okay, but
That's
is
yeah.
it like life threatening to you, or you just so sensitive? You feel the need that you need to get it out? Okay, what's your request?
It's not life-threatening, but I'm too sensitive for smells. That's why I would strongly recommend to obey and do your job.
As a husband. Okay, very good. Thank you. No, you were very good. You were very controlled. You were very calm about it, and you said sensitive. It's good. You gave specific. It's specific. I trust that it's very specific. It's important to you, and that's why you are likely to get your results. But maybe not. If it's not really very serious, then the other person will not do anything about it. So, but it's good. All right, guys, thank you so much for doing this. So we'll continue with the next time. So the next presentations, let's look. We'll do that. So we will have Japesh and Aditya, you know, present chapter 3 and 4. So Japesh will do observing without evaluation, and identifying and expressing feelings. Aditya will do that. So thank you very much, guys. Stop sharing right now.